It's the AJ Red Show starring me, AJ Red. Look, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share. Y'all ready to get into this next topic? Let's go.
What's going on, fam? It's your boy AJ Red. I'm back again. Look, I'm in the motherfucking car. I guess I need to go and give me an episode called Car Chronicles, because I be in the motherfucking car here at the time of my lunch break trying to catch y'all up on shit, because a bitch be too tired from the 9 to 5, you know, to come home and jump on the camera. But I still got to get y'all the business and get y'all the information and the news, because I know y'all supporting me and y'all following me out there. If you have not already, hit that subscribe button. Do that now. Make sure to go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. That's the like button that helps your boy out a lot. And also remember to share these videos with somebody. I'm not going to be very long because I'm on my little lunch break real quick. And they basically cutting the shit short because they want us to get back in there because we got an all-state meeting. So I got to get my ass back in there to my desk to get on this meeting. But while I'm off the clock, I wanted to get on here and talk about a couple of things real quick. One of the things I want to talk about first and foremost is the brawl that happened over in Alabama. Y'all can talk all y'all want to. Y'all can laugh. But the shit was funny. Y'all can sit there and say it was wrong and all that. Anybody somebody was wrong and all that different stuff. Because basically what I found out what happened was it was a brawl between white folk and black folk. And there were younger children. Something about a fucking boat being moved and parked and some other shit violation. I don't know what the fuck went on. But the bottom line is all I saw in the video was a heavyset black gentleman had been jumped by a couple of young white gentlemen. And it was a bunch of controversy. Now, if y'all haven't been down to Alabama, y'all know the history of Alabama. Alabama is one of the southern states. It was, one of the ones that was, that was taken over by slavery back in those days and still had some modern day Jim Crow shit going on. And some folk, of course, some places, some white folk, not all, still feel the sense of entitlement. And whatever it was, I think the situation was the white guy asked the black guy something about moving his boat. I don't know what the fuck the situation was. I didn't go that far into detail. I just looked at it just now and decided when I looked at the video, the shit was too funny. Because when I tell y'all, they was out there beating the fuck out them people on the dock. Some kind of way, the heavyset black gentleman ended up getting into it with some white guy. They got to boxing and brawling and scuffling and shit and skull dragging one another. And all of a sudden, a bunch of other white gentlemen come in. And they jumped the black guy. It got so serious and it made me feel so good to see folk come together. And I don't do violent shit, but let me tell you something. You put your hands on me, I'll fuck you up. And I'm not mad about them doing what they had to do over there in Alabama because it was warranted. You can't put your hands on somebody and expect not to get your motherfucking ass either whoop, molly, whop to make sure you can go back and testify you've been in a fight. And I'm pretty sure all them white folk out there on that dock, and I ain't racist, but I'm pretty sure all them white folk out there on that dock can go back and tell everybody, listen, them motherfuckers ain't to be played with over there in Alabama. Let me tell y'all the funniest part to me. One of the funniest parts is when that man jumped in that water because he couldn't get across that fast, and the black guy jumped in the water to swim on the other side to help the black guy that was getting jumped right by these people. There was so much going on. There was a young lady that was narrating the video. I couldn't even listen to what the fuck she was saying because I was too busy watching. My eyes were going left to right, up and down because the motherfucker was coming out the water, going in the water on the other side of the dock, coming off the right, coming off the left, and straight boxing and knocking motherfuckers' asses off. You hear me? But the one particular part of this video, y'all, that made me holler, laugh, and sitting up there working, my supervisor made me put my phone up because the shit was funny to me. That's why I tell you, I understand when y'all be at work listening to my bullshit, and I be having y'all cutting up and cracking up and acting the fool. But that man with that motherfucking, that folding chair, baby, let me tell you something. See, that's me. That motherfucker with that folding chair, that's me. I'm too tired to be wrestling and all this different stuff with folk. I'm not finna to be tussling, getting all out of breath and shit. So let me find something to knock your motherfucking bobby pins out your head. Let me tell y'all something. That man with that folding chair was fucking up the scene. He came on that motherfucker. He wasn't playing no games. He was busting them bitches side the head with that motherfucking folding chair like he was playing what that shit is. Whack-a-mole. He was knocking they mother. And I don't know who the white lady was that was bent down. She was trying to get off the boat, looked like, or she was into some shit already. He just got to the point, he was like, fuck it. If you ain't black and I see you out here and you got your hands raised, you got some shit going on, you came out that boat with them motherfuckers over there, bottom line is I'm giving you some. Listen, I've been in places and I've seen plenty of fights, and I've been in enough in my younger days to know when they got so much going on and you feel like a bitch gonna lay around and snuff you out or bust you in the motherfucking sniffer, one of the main things you gotta do is watch your bite and watch the bikes of everybody else that's actually in this thing with you. And I can imagine I can imagine people were on edge and they were very nervous. But in the end, this is what happens when folks decide to go and put their hands on people, or they feel a sense of entitlement. And that has been happening a lot across this country. We already have enough with dealing with these high motherfucking ass bills and these motherfuckers with this rent and shit and these politicians not doing the motherfucking thing. And if y'all didn't know, Africa ain't fucking with us no more. Y'all don't see that shit on the news, but I'm gonna start putting it on my channel, because when I tell that to folks about what's going on with Africa and America and Russia and all that stuff, people are not believing me. Why? Because they're not putting this shit on the news. But real quick, we're going to get to that in a second. But back to this situation. It's hot as a motherfucker. Let me turn this down. So, but that situation, y'all, I can honestly tell y'all, that gave me life. That was so fucking funny to me to see that man beating them people ass with that chair. And that lady was sitting down there like somebody had already knocked her motherfucking ass to the floor. And she was too busy trying to get her bearings back. But before she can get up, that man took that white chair. Because one thing I will say, at least he was equally yoked when it came to the situation. He didn't beat him with a black chair. You know, it's bad enough they was catching them black hands. But when that man broke out a white chair so he could actually pay homage, you know, be respectful of their white heritage. And try to be respectful of their white privileges. But he took that white folding chair and he folded her motherfucking ass up. He beat her ass down like a motherfucking pretzel. He beat her down like they did in the slave days when you wouldn't pick that motherfucking cotton and get them 10 pounds per day. He beat her motherfucking ass like she was a redhead stepchild, and he had done told her to clean up that motherfucking room and wash them goddamn dishes and take out that trash, and she just refused to do it. He beat they motherfucking ass with that chair. And I think it was the same gentleman that had got jumped in the beginning that brought out that chair. He said it wasn't enough that everybody came to help him. He wanted his revenge because they had done kicked his ass a nice little bit, you know, before everybody got over there to help. Not to mention, he was holding his own. And that's why they needed about 3 or 4 of them to run around there and get to him. But he figured in my mind, if it had been me, I'd have grabbed that chair. And like I said, he was taking that bitch over his head. He was coming over here to Houston and going all the way back to Alabama and whacking them bitches upside their mammy fucking head. He was knocking either good sense into them or knocking their motherfucking bad habits out. Hopefully they learn something from this situation, because like I say, you can't expect to go put your hands on somebody and think they're gonna put up with that shit or deal with it and you can get away with that shit. So I don't condone violence, but in this particular case, I approve the message. I approve that message. Y'all, I mean, what can I do now? They'd already whooped their ass. And so, in story is the black folk that jumped in to help him. You know, because if they're anything like me, you got to kick ass and flee the scene. You don't kick ass and stick around to find out what's next and what's necessary and what's going on. Whatever plans we have for today's events have been canceled. So we're not going to ride no boats. We ain't doing no jet skis, none of this shit. We done whooped their motherfucking ass. We done got our bills, our ice chests and all that shit. And life jackets, we done got the fuck on. So everybody else that helped whoop the ass went on about their business. But when the police showed up, he was still bang-yang-yang their motherfucking ass with that folding chair. It was so funny. The police walked up on him and said, hey, look, and he's like, get the fuck off me. And still brought that chair to Texas, back to Alabama, and cracked that bitch in the head about 2 or 3 more times before the police took over. Notice the police wasn't really vigilant about stopping the whole ordeal, so the shit probably had been cooking and brewing in the tea kettle for a minute out there on the docks. But I approve the message. They whooped their ass, they cleared the spot. He was the only one that ended up getting arrested. Why he got arrested, I shall never know, because the proof is in the motherfucking pudding. He shouldn't have been facing no charges. The video shows everything. He was jumped by a group of white people, gentlemen and females alike, and other people had to come in and help him to rescue him, because they could have probably beaten him to death if he had not A, been, you know, good enough to carry his own weight and take care of himself, or B, you know, shit, who knows? You know, they could have killed the man. So, again, for those that jumped in and helped whoop that ass and bring this down to an even level, because they whooped their ass so bad to the guys, the white guys was just, when the black man run up on them, they just jump over in the water. Now, you got to be a scary motherfucker to start some shit and figure you only going to be able to beat one. But then when you see 10 coming for y'all 10, now y'all got to scare and jump off the docks and shit. Don't run. Oh, no, don't run, bitch. Bring that ass over here, boy. Bring that ass to me. Don't run. What else I was going to run with y'all real quick? Lizzo. Lizzo is on the chopping block. They said, you know, 2 of the girls is trying to sue Lizzo for being fired, saying that she was fat shaming them, and one of them even said something about sexual harassment. I don't know about the sexual harassment part. The fat shaming, the fucked up part about it is Lizzo was on her social media platform not too long ago, and she was talking about how people was fat shaming her and talking about her big ass and all this different shit. And all, you know, how she just wanted to take her money and run away and hide and be with her dude and just not do business or do music or anything anymore and say fuck the world, right? Now all of a sudden this here is 2 months later, you come out calling other bitches fat. Do I believe she might have done it? I do believe, listening to some of the shit that Lizzo has done in the past, I do believe that she probably fat shamed them motherfucking girls and told them to get their fat ass up out of there, them fired them or some shit, or want to get them on Jenny Craig or some shit like that. Or some Dick Gregory. I don't know, but I honestly believe she did it. Why do you say that, AJ? I say that because if y'all can remember when she had the episode, I think it was last year with the Uber, the DoorDash with the young lady, she reported that the young lady took her food and ate her food that shit and paid for it and all that stuff, and then she put the girl name and all that shit out there on social media, so the woman was getting death threats and all this different stuff here. The Uber driver, I said Dish Nation, what you call that shit? The DoorDash girl. She was getting all kind of death threats and stuff like that. And somewhere along the way, Lizzo had to come back and apologize for that. Now, y'all know that wasn't the only time Lizzo was in the public eye with some negative shit, but you have to understand this. A person with that kind of track record, and when we heard Lizzo speak behind the scenes and doing interviews, I honestly believe that after all that she's done, you know, shaking her big naked ass out here with this flute and shit in front of us, and she's built her brand off of being a big girl and showing her curves, you know, and being naked in front of everybody, which honestly, I can tell you I was getting sick of looking at. I was getting sick of every time you jump your big ass on the stage, you got to be in a motherfucking onesie to show everybody your naked ass and play a fucking flute. We all know you talented, bitch. We ain't got to see you out here naked all the time playing a flute and all this other shit. You are a very talented young black woman. So all this stuff about being naked and whatnot need not be there, but it was allegedly, she said, to build body positivity for the big girls, right? So with you building your brand off of that, and that being the backbone of your business and your notoriety when it comes to the public, how is it you feel that it's okay for you to take your motherfucking ass and go in the backgrounds and tell everybody, or tell any of your dancers, oh, she gained a couple of pounds, or this and that and the third? Now, Lizzo has come out and said since then that she didn't have nothing to do with that. She didn't say that. She didn't fire anybody because of that. She claiming that they just disgruntled employees. Well, that could be the issue. They could be disgruntled employees. But my thing also that made me think about it was, Lizzo, you took too motherfucking long to reply. The day those ladies came out with their accusations, you and your PR team and your manager should have been on your motherfucking platform or called some kind of meeting to make sure to address these things head on, and not make it look like to the public that you were sitting around trying to figure out what is it you were going to say to the public when you address them, how you can get your stuff together in the backgrounds, whether it be lie or true, because we can't hear that shit about, oh, they wasn't worth my time to stop what I was doing to address it. Yes, they were, because they fucking with your brand. These girls on here telling us some shit about you making people eat bananas out of pussies and all this other bullshit. Now, that part, I can't sit up here and say I believe that, because I'm not going to say I'm going to go that far with it. But at the end of the day, if your brand is being threatened with something like that, your name is being threatened with something like that, you don't wait a week later or a week and a half later to come out and open your fucking mouth and say, oh, they lying. That's not the truth. They just disgruntled employees. It don't look right that way. It looks as though you sat in the backgrounds with your team and decided, what the fuck can we say about these bitches? What can we put out there to make it seem like we didn't have anything to do with this, or they're lying, or it's just disgruntled employees or whatever. And when you came out, your biggest ordeal was to say they were disgruntled employees and say that they were just angry about it. They could have been, because like I say, one of the chicks was talking about she wasn't invited on private jets and private islands and all this shit. So that did sound like a disgruntled employee situation. Honestly, that should have not even been the topic of subject when they said with their attorney on online or on the news or whatever fucking platform it was on. They should have been targeting the fat shaming and, if possible, sexual harassment, because those are the things that will get the wheels in motion as far as justice, whether that be on Lizzo's side or these young ladies' side. Some other chick came out and said something about Lizzo and took her man, and she was a skinny bitch. Listen, she was a small bitch. She was pretty. Lizzo was a heavy girl and she's pretty. But she was saying that Lizzo never liked her when she was being around her man and all that shit. So now she done exiled her from being around her man, and she done took her nigga. Now she's sleeping with him, got him up under her during cuffing season, because y'all know them skinny men like to have a thick woman during the cold winter months so they can stay warm. But with that, I'm going to say I wish Lizzo the best. If she's innocent of these issues or these accusations, I wish these ladies the best. If Lizzo is not right in her actions, and if she's actually at fault for everything that's going on, I just want to see justice prevail in that situation. I know y'all talked about Cardi. I know I'm a day late and a dollar short, but when Cardi B threw the motherfucking mic at the person in the audience, they say she not facing no charges. Well, okay, let me address that because I'm on the timely fashion, y'all, and I got to get y'all the news and stuff like that, because I'm gonna still give y'all my part. I got something to add on to that. So a person in the audience at a Cardi B concert about a week or so more ago threw a drink on Cardi B on stage. Cardi B quickly reacted by taking her microphone and slinging that bitch to bop a bitch in her motherfucking face. It was assumed and it was said out here in these streets that she hit the wrong person with the mic and they wanted to sue her and all this different stuff here. Well, apparently, I don't know if the lawsuit is going to happen, but I know filing charges against Cardi B, that it's not going to happen. Those have been dropped. That is out the door. That was at one point the bigger part for me. Now I'm looking at the fact that if y'all notice and watch that video, when Cardi B stopped singing and she took that mic and slung it, after she slung that mic, the music kept going. And you still heard Cardi B rapping, but Cardi had no mic. So my biggest issue was, one of the things Cardi B is basically, she was lip singing during a rap concert. I'm not saying that it's bad, but I'm saying it's basically giving your viewers what the fuck they already got. I don't need to come down into your concert and pay, $285, $300, $400 for your concert and see you on stage lip singing all of your rap lyrics. I love Cardi B. It took me some time to get on her boat, but I love Cardi B, especially with the situation between her and Tasha K, which I still say they both are fucking immature behind that. But I'm gonna still say this. I don't want to go to nobody's motherfucking concert and pay as much money as you motherfuckers charging out here in these streets, as high as everything is. And I do find a little side pocket to slide some change aside to come down there to see your motherfucking ass. Bitch, I don't want to see you lip singing. If you got to be like Frankie Beverly and Mays or Trey Songz, bitch, you got to be barking up in this mic, and I still need to be on your motherfucking ones and twos and drop the motherfucking beat, and I want to hear you sing. I don't want to hear, because that's the case. I can stay on YouTube and listen to you, go on Pandora or Apple Music. I come to hear the artists themselves, and it's a combination of things. You hear the artist live, you get to see that artist live, although you may not be doing a meet and greet after the show, but to me, that lessens the experience, and that's to all of these artists that are out here doing these fucking lip syncs, whether you're in gospel, country, R&B, rap, jazz. I don't know what the fuck you're into, but it lessens the experience to find out that when we come to see y'all and pay all this money, that y'all sitting up here lip syncing to me. I don't want to do it. I don't like it, and I'm not going to pay for it. That's why I don't fucking nobody's concerts like that anyway. Second thing, like I was mentioning before, everybody has not been paying attention to the news. The news is not going to tell us that Africa said we can go fuck ourselves as America. They don't fuck with us no more. They done teamed up with Russia. They done went over there and signed a contract with the Russian peoples and President Putin. President Putin has forgiven $945 million of Africa's debt to Russia. He has also given them free grain. As you all know, grain was it's one of the things that helps Africa thrive, and they eat and stuff like that. But that has been interrupted because of the fucking war between Ukraine and Russia, and that we, United States of America, have been funding for now nearly, coming up on it's like a year and a half, almost 2 years, I think, in February of 2024. Nobody wants to deal with America no more. They're saying we're going to be a third world country. Our money is no good anywhere. They're saying our money nowadays is worth a slice of tissue off a roll. Russia don't want nothing to do with us. China's thinking about what the fuck they're gonna do with us, because China is figuring we moving kind of funny. Because if y'all notice in different states and stuff like that with military bases, if y'all been seeing American military equipment moving, China is thinking that we doing some fuck shit and we trying to sneak them, and they want to get a lick back first. So basically, we putting more. America's putting more warships out in the ocean over there near China. they're putting more troops in certain places and stuff like that near China. And China is trying to figure out whether we're trying to strike them or what. So China is at a point now where they're not trusting us. No country is trusting us. All of them now are saying that we full of bullshit. They don't want to fuck with none of these Western countries because they say America's bullies. They say America lies. America cheats. America steals. All those things. And I'm inclined to agree with them because shit, they doing it to us over here in America. They stressing us the fuck out, driving us motherfucking crazy. They got everything hyped up high as a motherfucker. Pretty soon, you know, with the power grid, you know, that they got a control of from China, whatever the fuck it is going on. These folk in the background that's actually attending to this shit are doing interviews and saying stuff like, if they shut our power down, we have 360 million Americans over here. And if they shut this power off from lack of water, food, and other things that we need on a day-to-day basis to survive as Americans, that shit is going to dissipate. And within 9 months, it's going to take out of 360 million Americans, it's going to take 9 months for 308 million to perish. So it's a whole lot more shit going on in the background with the U.S. government. Y'all need to tune y'all fucking ears into that. Family, cousins, and friends, y'all need to tune into what the fuck's going on and see what y'all sitting there saying conspiracy. No, it's not. Y'all better wake the fuck up and see what's going on. It's not no conspiracy. They doing shit behind our backs and they kind of cover it up with shit like these ignorant motherfuckers going out here to look at the Titanic. Now they're talking about aliens and shit. How long motherfuckers been talking about aliens in Oklahoma and all these other folks, and they talking about they was fucking crazy and they locked them motherfuckers up in a rubber room and gave them a little hair dog and sent them on about their motherfucking way. Now they walking the streets still saying the same shit and they going crazy. But now y'all want to come out to my, oh, aliens are real and all that shit. It's a distraction tactic. I'm telling y'all, y'all better pay attention because the government is up to some shit that we need to know about. You feel me? While we over here worried about Cardi B and Beyonce and all that, y'all got y'all motherfucking focus on the wrong fucking thing as Americans. Y'all worried about Krishan Rock and Blueface and Blackface and all this other shit. Things are about to come to a screeching halt at some point. And if we as Americans don't get up our Humpty Dumpty and get down here and see what the fuck these politicians doing behind closed doors, some of these old, moldy ass, dried up ass, sun in the raisin looking ass politicians that's down there writing our motherfucking laws and telling us what the fuck we should do. Half them motherfuckers been here since the 1920s. And if you think they on your side as an American or a black person, you done lost your mammy motherfucking mind, baby. You must be smoking dick, dynamite, and demon seed if you think they on your motherfucking side. If you walk outside your door right now, global warming is the first motherfucking indication. It is hot as Satan's balls, bitch. Satan is dragging his balls across Houston with his booty hole and toe. It's hot as a motherfucker. Second indication. Half America about to be put out their goddamn homes. 200 motherfucking evictions a week in the court. What about real crime in this bitch? Y'all putting people the fuck out. And then y'all started raising the rent up. The man got on there and said the shit is not going to change. Our food is still going to continue to rise. Food prices, gas prices, rent prices. When are we going to stop what we're doing and start focusing on the big wigs of the world that are famous and elite and start focusing our attention on these motherfucking politicians that are living the elite lifestyle because they robbing your motherfucking drawers off? Get up, everybody. Wake up. It's time to pay attention to what the fuck is going on in America. You've been wondering why shit is changing behind your back and you go down here to the voting polls and vote for a bitch. And this same bitch get up in this motherfucker and they still fuck you in the butt with no grease and don't spit on the motherfucking dick. We gotta wake the fuck up, y'all. We gotta see what's going on. They work for us. We don't work for them. And that's what Africa is starting to understand. That is what Russia is starting to understand. Yes, all those other countries are not all that, but America is one of the worst motherfucking ones. Have been since day one. So I'm telling y'all need to be doing some research, looking at the laws in your state and all this other stuff, because one woman was telling me that come next year, 2024, tax time, a lot of us motherfuckers gonna be in tears because these bitches trying to audit your Cash App, PayPal, Zelle, and all this shit to my, if you done sent or received more than $600, they want to tax that. Bitch, y'all already taxed my motherfucking check before I see it. You funky bitches tax my goddamn grocery before I can even fucking eat it. You tax my gas. You tax my car. You tax my medical bills. You tax my medicine. You tax my parking. You tax my apartment living and all this other shit. Y'all are always adding fucking fees. It's time to tax you bitches now. Yeah, it's time for us to show you bitches of who in charge. And when y'all ready to start striking, bitch, call me up. Call me up. I'll brew up a fresh pot of coffee and make breakfast for everybody that's gonna meet over to the house. We gonna get out there and get our shit together in our shades. We gonna march on these motherfucking bitches. But anyway, like I told y'all, I wanted to jump in the thing and jump out because now I'm gonna be late for this meeting. You know, going here dealing with the folk and talking about the job thing with the 9 to 5. Y'all know how that going. I ain't gonna even talk about the 9 to 5 on this and here. But listen, I'm about to lay around and start an episode called Car Chronicles and some live after 5 shit because I don't get out to about 5:30 and get home around about 6:30 and still gotta get them there and get a whole bunch of shit done. But anyway, love y'all so much. Y'all guys, make sure to please, if this is your first video, please go ahead and now hit that subscribe bell. Come on, subscribe to this shit. And make sure to hit that thumbs up button. That helps your boy out. Is what I'm told. Make sure to share these fucking videos, y'all. Share these motherfuckers. Share with somebody you know. Share with somebody you don't know. Share with somebody you like. Share with some bitch you don't give no fucks about. Because 9 times out of 10, if y'all ain't got nothing else to talk about, it's going to be me. And it better be a good thing. Positivity. Ha! Yes. But look into your politics and your state laws and check out your shit. All right? All right. Always and forever. Make sure to love yourself first and foremost. Always keep your vibrations high and positive and only love on those in return who are willing to love on you in the same because we ain't got time for no motherfucking lame y'all. All right, cousins, to the next video. I got to get back in here and make this money. Got to get to them yams. All right, love y'all. Holla.